What's good, Humbl3 Fam? Welcome in. Why don't you come on in for another visit here on The Humble Show. I am Grant Fletcher, joined as always by my two co-hosts. We got Brandon Cox here. We got Moonbeam Hallows over on that side as well. How are we feeling, everybody? Brandon, why don't you start off and tell me how you're feeling? That's what I want to know.
I'm awake and I'm lucid-ish. And you know what? I'm just ready to have a real hecka good time.
Like a rowdy Sunday?
No.
Brandon had a rowdy Saturday. You know who Brandon was hanging out with, Moonbeam?
Yeah.
Last night?
I heard.
No.
I heard.
No, I mean like who he was hanging out with and telling him to come to the show last night.
Yeah.
Did he tell you this?
The guitarist from old band.
Yeah,
old
Bouncing
bands.
Souls.
The Bouncing Souls. I was like, man, that's so dope because they're in town for Furnace Fest. You're rocking the Furnace Fest shirt
I am
today.
rocking the Furnace Fest shirt, and I feel like a big fat poser because I didn't go.
Yeah.
But I got somebody to get me a shirt so I could rep it.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like that.
Those guys have been so gracious and so generous with their will call list, and have just been so welcoming and amazing. And my God, wish I could have gone. But
I echo that sentiment. The lineup looked just impeccable. It really and truly, and to see everybody in town, I was out and about in the town last night, and by golly, everybody had their Furnace Fest shirts on, and like everybody was just it seemed like such a good time.
yeah, I think everybody. I know everybody we sent over there had a blast. I know Danhausen went.
Yeah.
A few of the agents and a few of my volunteers went. They had a great time.
You didn't send Danhausen. He was like, I'm just going.
No, I didn't send him. He Ubered over. Like,
Yeah.
He does his own thing.
Yeah.
He is his own man.
He's his look. If you've ever seen anything Danhausen's done, you're like, he's his own.
He is.
I got his panel come up today. Him and Ruby Soho are going to be on the main stage today, and like we've talked about before, I've worked with him before, and it's a fun time.
Yeah, that's going to be a very punk rock little panel.
Yeah. I'm down with it, man. We had a really good day yesterday on the main stage. I don't know. I guess Brandon, you said you kept it pretty busy yesterday. What's up with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was wonderful to see such an amazing turnout, and there were certain cosplay props that I saw that came to the table that absolutely blew my mind. There was one cosplayer. She had an extendable set of wings that I think she said that the wingspan extended to 10 feet. I don't know if she was in the cosplay competition yesterday, but she didn't open it fully, but the mechanism just seemed so complex, and she made all of it. Oh,
I almost got taken out by a pair of wings. It might have been that one on the stage yesterday. We were doing the costume contest. They came up, and they had these fat wings, and they extended them, and they came like this far, like half an inch from my face as they opened up. I was like, oh man, that would have been the first time I would have been hit with wings at a costume contest.
Well, you can mark that right off your bucket list.
Yeah, well, I can't yet, but I'm going to try to keep it on the list, yeah.
I do have a serious question.
Okay.
How many fruit flies did you swallow yesterday?
Not, actually, you know what's crazy? We did not have that many yesterday. There's a couple floating around up here today. There's one I'm looking at right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's on a mission.
But sometimes this area, for some reason, attracts them.
Yeah.
But,
I noticed in the green room, they had the little apple cider vinegar apple thingies.
Yeah, those worked really well. The green room was protected. I'll tell you that much right now.
I remember one year we did this show, and the gnats were so bad that my ASL ladies were slapping themselves, and
of course
people were like, "Oh man, that's not real ASL."
Yeah. What is that word?
It was bad stuff. They were getting eat up by gnats. I didn't even know gnats bit.
Yeah, it's
gnats bite, guys.
They do. They will bite you. It's a real thing. It's a real danger. When you work in show business, everything happens. So you were working at registration all day.
I watched a bag for a few minutes, and then I edited some photos, and then I worked in registration for the most part. Ordered some pizza.
Yeah.
Walked around.
Appreciate it.
Handed out some stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like I was busy yesterday, but I did have time for a Diet Coke break around 3 or 4 o'clock.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. The people of Birmingham really showed up.
They really did, and there was a lot going on. There was
a
lot going on in Birmingham this weekend, and to still get the crowd we did, we were very pleased. Everybody seemed to have a really good time.
They had their variety of choices, and they chose us, and that's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, I mean, look, we had Furnace Fest going on.
Yeah.
The state fair's happening right now. Alabama football.
Yeah.
Is a religion in this area.
There's another convention going on in Mobile. MobileCon's going on this weekend.
There's also a fishing convention
yeah.
in this same building.
Yeah.
Look, man, oh my God. We've been making crappy jokes all weekend because
it's like Crappy Fest or something like
Crappy
that?
Expo.
Yeah.
Crappy Expo, which is a fish. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Why don't you
I
guys
think you are.
hop up on in the comments and let us know if I'm pronouncing it. Maybe just spell it out phonetically for me. But we've been talking about the Crappy Expo that's next door.
Yeah.
And that's no diss. Those guys are so nice. We've had several of their attendees come up, in the wrong place. So
they're like, this does not look like Crappy Fest at all. This looks like Cool Fest, right?
Yeah, and I had a couple of people from their show wanting to vent. I was like, well, you guys got some like Superman fishing poles? And
yeah, what you got?
Yeah, what you
I
got?
bet you they do.
Yeah, they got the ladies down there selling fudge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Like she wanted in on this Comic-Con thing, so I got her digits.
Very cool.
That's my kind of thing, man.
Yeah.
Any
Fudge.
event with fudge, I'm there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they're having the crappy show next door.
We had a wild day on the main stage in a good way. You know what I mean? Like it was really
wild,
awesome.
weird.
Oh, sorry.
Time.
I keep kicking Brandon here. If you're
It's
watching,
okay.
on
It's
YouTube.
okay.
You can actually see us together on this episode. It's crazy.
Are we being recorded like
we
video?
are. Look, yeah. You want to see this?
Man.
Yeah, I screwed up the video last time we tried to do this.
I'm
We
all
just had to roll
cheeks
with it.
today, baby.
We're all, Moonbeam's not even in the panel there for
That's
most
okay.
of this.
It's all good.
But yeah, it was like God, I can't even remember who we started with yesterday. We started with Doug Jones and Camden Toy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, was that fun?
Yeah, it was so cool. It was so
They're
cool.
the nicest
Well, okay, so
dudes.
here's the thing about the panel schedule for the weekend as well. We'll kind of get into this here too. Is with the actor strike going on, we didn't know, and I sent you a few drafts of a panel schedule that had no actors on it.
Oh yeah.
And then you sent me a final draft that had all these actors on it. And I was like, are we allowed to do, what are we allowed to do? What are we not doing? And you're like, yes, roll it. And I was excited about it. I wasn't worried about it. I just wanted to be sure I knew what to do but I was really enjoying the challenge of that. It ended up not being a non-issue, you know, but
a total nothing burger.
a nothing burger, if you will. Yeah. But Cam and Doug are so awesome. When Doug sees you, when you meet Doug, he's going to give you a hug.
He's so
You know?
nice. He gives a great hug.
Absolute sweetheart.
And he's such a cool, kind guy.
He's a gentle giant.
A gentle giant. He's so tall.
Yeah.
He's so tall.
Brandon's got a couple.
Brandon's
inches
a
on
little
that boy.
taller than him. Brandon's so tall. See, Doug is so tall. Brandon's so tall.
Oh,
And
yes.
they had a really cool, interesting panel. A lot of fans of Buffy there. A lot of fans of Hocus Pocus there at that panel. We got to talk about creatures and monsters and things
Yeah.
that they liked.
Yeah.
Growing up, which was really cool.
Man, I wish I would have known. I didn't even think about coming up here. I love Buffy. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan. Love Buffy. Love Angel. Like that's my faves.
And I'll tell you what, man. As far as Doug goes too, because like he does a lot of we'll say emotional labor at his table. Because so many people have such a deep connection to some of these characters that he's brought to life over the years. That like man, you got to be like a special kind of person to do what he does. And he even I won't say everything he said, but I ran into him after dinner last night. And he had some kind words for me, and he really is just a kind man.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And then who else did we have after that? We had such a big day yesterday.
Oh, the Letterkenny panel.
The Letterkenny panel was great. The first of 2 Letterkenny panels for the weekend. We had
They can only do two at two people.
yeah. They don't like to have everybody together on stage at once, which is fine. But we had Evan Stern and Tyler Johnston.
Could you imagine the F words?
Well, there were already a lot already anyway. It didn't
Woo!
matter. A sign interpreter told us after Evan and Tyler were on stage that they had never signed more F-bombs in a panel before, ever. Well, and I told Moonbeam it was my fault because they were like, "Could we swear? Can we cuss?" I was like, "Look, your faces are on the screen right now.
Do what you want.
It's your show."
It's your show.
And after that, they were off to the races. There was no, but I mean, if you're showing up for a Letterkenny panel, you know what you're getting.
Oh yeah.
And
Absolutely.
those two guys that they love each other so much, but they like have this like antagonistic banter between the two of them. You know what I mean? And it was so funny and it was so crazy. And I joked about it going off the rails, but it was really, really great. And we had someone cosplaying as Stuart.
Oh, I saw him. He was so cute,
And we had
man.
someone cosplaying as Roald, so I had them both come up and sit next to them on the stage.
Oh, how cool.
So we had this like side by side.
I hope anything
And
happens.
what a great that was like truly a unique panel, which was great.
Yeah, these
And we had
guys are sweet.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Is that how you say that?
I was saying Giancarlo Esposito,
Oh,
right?
we're not saying
And
it
he
right?
told me.
Esposito?
He told me on stage. He said it's Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
Is what he told me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not with this accent, baby.
No. And he was like, but if you can't roll your R's, Giancarlo is fine, is what he said. And I told everybody in the panel, because I was in there in the green room with him, trying to, just, cover up, talk. I like to get with everybody and prep before we go out there, right? And all the, we kept getting interrupted because all these celebrity guests wanted to come and meet.
Well, of course.
Giancarlo.
He's so
Amazing.
rad.
And I told everybody in the panel, I was like, everybody's walking around on the floor right there, excited to meet these celebrity guests. But you know who all the celebrities want to meet? This guy, Giancarlo.
No doubt.
Esposito. So that was dope, and he brought the energy. And this room was packed. People were out in the hallway watching from the hallway because they couldn't get into the room. Like, it was packed in here. It was great. The energy was just amazing on that panel.
Yeah, he's a cool guy,
man, great DeLisle, who was she's Daphne in Scooby Doo. It's awesome, just a gem of a human being. That was a really fun panel, and
I got to meet Allison Court last night.
I'm working with Allison today. I haven't met her yet, but I heard she's
She and Cal are doing a panel together, so
Cal died.
that's gonna be fun.
Dude, yeah. Cal's we love Cal.
You need to get him to sing on the panel. Last night, my children love Cal.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
So I brought my little Niminu, my youngest, over, and
I like how you're just not even in the video.
yeah, no, it's
it's on purpose, is what it is.
I'm
You don't want
worried
to be
that
on
I
the
don't
video.
have too much perfume on.
You're fine.
Right.
Are you sure?
You're fine.
You're
I mean,
good.
it's
You're
Tom
good.
Ford, so just lap it up, guys. But I took Nimi to meet to see them, and he sang when the lion sleeps tonight.
Oh, wow.
Sang the high part and the low part.
That's really cool.
And
If you're
was
watching,
like,
I'm not drinking a beer. This is a Liquid Death. They provided us the water. Thank you, Liquid
They
Death,
did.
by the
Thank
way.
you, Liquid
Thank you.
We cannot say that we are sponsored by Liquid Death, but
But they did.
they did
give us a
hook
little
us
water.
up with some water, some
Yeah.
serious water. 7 pallets of water,
A lot of water.
and we're gonna drink it, baby.
I'm
And
sorry, you're saying he sang "The Lion Sleeps"
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah, and oh man, Nim's face. She was so uncomfortable.
Oh, well.
It's anybody that's like wants to read their poetry to me or
Yeah.
sing to me. I'm
or
just like,
sing you happy birthday.
I'm just like, oh man, I cannot wait for this to be over.
Yeah, it's funny. People sing "Happy Birthday" to you every year, and every year you're like, "Oh, I forgot to figure out what I'm supposed to do up until
Yeah.
this point."
You tell them not to do it.
I had a
Yeah,
year
I
to
usually
figure this
sing.
out.
Especially if they end each line with cha-cha or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
or
love
have
that.
a whole extra verse.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Like, oh no, you guys are not my people.
See, there's a different "Happy Birthday" song about misery in the air and people dying everywhere. "Happy Birthday."
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dope one. You
Yeah,
know.
the only other happy birthday song that I know of is Caius. The band Caius did it. A song called "Happy Birthday."
Okay.
That's the only other one I know.
Well, Stevie Wonder did one,
Yeah.
and I can't really recall how much of that harmonica is in there, Brandon. But Brandon loves the Stevie Wonder harmonica
Oh
sound.
Yeah.
boy, oh boy.
That trademark harmonica sound, he loves it. So that's pretty dope.
I like the birthday party that Nick Cave band.
Oh, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. I
And
listened to a lot of that in college.
what did we do after that? We closed out the day with. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody here. We had such a great, like I said, it was like a whirlwind of a day.
Costume contest.
Well, no,
Costume
but we had a panel.
Oh.
We had DDP, Mick
I
Foley,
got- oh,
and
yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Nash all on the stage together.
Yeah, how was
And
that?
wow, that was awesome. That was wild. Well, and Kevin Nash has such a wild sense of like a real, I say wild, very unique, very dry sense of humor. And so like if you don't pick up on the fact that he's messing with you, then you're gonna think like, oh, what a jerk. But like he's actually like, no, he's just having a good time.
He's so nice. Man.
And it's funny because like they all sit down on the couch. Couches, I should say. We got a couch and love seat up here, right?
Oh yeah.
And I end up sitting next to
Thank
Kevin
you,
Nash.
Wilson.
So And I listen to Kevin's podcast every week, so I know his whole
You're a super
style.
fan.
Oh yeah, super duper fan, right? A fanboy out heart. No, I didn't actually, because I'm a professional.
I know you are.
Okay, I don't have to. Yeah,
You are constantly.
but we sit down on the couch, and he immediately he had just met me in the green room, so I end up next to Kevin, and he starts doing this. Leaning over onto me and putting his weight onto my shoulder. He did not kiss at me though, but leaning over onto me, and I'm like, oh, he's testing me right now.
Yeah.
Like he's having a good time with me right now, because he wants to see how I'm going to react. So I put my shoulder back into him.
Yeah.
Because he's not putting his whole body weight on. He's not trying to hurt me. He's just leaning over, trying to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's when you start rubbing his leg.
Oh my God! Well, someone told me after, I forget who it was, maybe John Michael, or who's working with Moonbeam up at the front there, said you should have just put your arm around him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't think about that. But I put my shoulder back into him, and then I was like, Kevin Nash is laying on me, everybody, right now. Like I said it into the microphone and called it out, and I was like, the full weight of Diesel is on my shoulder.
We are the captain and Neil.
Yeah. Love will keep us together, except for them, they got divorced.
Yep, but, and one of them died.
Anyway, to really bring the story on a high note, the captain died. No,
He sure did. That ship went down, baby.
Oh, good Lord.
But it was great, man. There were so many, we didn't get a lot of questions in because, those guys just, they just wanted to tell story and chat. And that was exactly what I expected them to do. I thought that was going to go that way, so I thought it was great. And, man, everybody laughed. Everybody had a great time. They seemed to have a great time.
Did they mention that wrestlers documentary on Netflix?
They did bring it up, as a matter of fact. Because, Al Snow is on that, and Mick is really good friends with Al Snow.
Yeah, and DDP makes a little cameo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He didn't even mention it. I haven't sat down and watched it yet.
Yeah,
I need to.
Al Snow says, Dallas, and they get a hug. It's so good. Not to plug anything, but if you like wrestling, it's a good watch.
I keep hearing really good things about it. I've had people that are not wrestling fans tell me, I saw this on Netflix, it was really good.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I'm a wrestling fan.
Right. You know wrestlers, you like wrestlers.
I do know wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I like wrestlers. Whatever.
Yeah, it's all good. And then we had the costume contest.
I heard it was the TITS.
I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it. I'm glad everybody had a good time.
We changed a couple of things that we do at the costume contest just to kind of streamline it.
Yeah, and I feel like it worked out pretty well. I actually huddled up with the judges ahead of time and said, "Look, what do y'all think of doing this?" And they said, "Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea." And the crowd was good. The crowd was into it. They brought the energy all day. Birmingham, y'all, if you're in the Birmingham area, if you came to the show, y'all brought the energy.
Man, I love Alabama.
So I'm really looking forward to today, because I'm really hoping, because Sunday is always such a laid back day. We talk about this all the time, but I'm really hoping that they bring that energy back today.
I imagine they will.
Yeah. So and if not, we'll pull it out of them, because I know it's in there.
Oh yeah.
I know it's in there. And then we went to.
It's a hot chicken.
Eugene's around the corner. Me, Moonbeam, and the crew. Brandon was not there. Brandon was too cool for us last night.
Brandon was hanging out with old Suzanne last night.
Suzanne is a cosplayer. Suzanne.
Yes.
Suzanne is one of our favorite. She is one of Humbl's favorite people on the planet.
That's
seeing
true.
her yesterday was like seeing a lion in the wild. It was amazing. She is so nice. She is so sweet and talented. And hopefully she will be joining us for a couple of shows next year.
That would be dope. Yeah, Brandon went off and was hanging out with rock stars last night.
Rock stars.
At least one.
So you went. Yeah, so you go out with the cosplay crew.
Suzanne, I believe, was the only cosplayer.
Really? Okay.
Suzanne and a handful of us. Yeah.
No, I think Remy and Rebecca went to get some
margaritas and cheese dip.
Oh, yeah, they went over to La Cantina.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is, they got a good burrito bowl over there.
Do they?
I'll tell you that much right now.
That much.
I'll tell you, look, the last time I think I went in there to eat, because we've been in there a couple times.
Heart attack.
Did we talk about this? I think we talked about it on the show before.
We literally talked about it on the show. Heart Attack City, but no discount.
With 0 discount at all. Yeah, it was like, the Garth Brooks concert was about to start in the stadium across the street. So it had just emptied out from that crowd that was eating before the show. And the waitress told us, she was like, "Oh, it was crazy in here. A guy had a heart attack."
He had a heart attack after eating the burrito
I was
bowl.
like, "What? Like just now?" And they're like, "Yeah, they like took the ambulance just left." And I was like, "Oh, what did he have? I'd like to try it." At least.
Yeah.
You know,
he slammed 12 Coronas in a burrito bowl.
All right. Well, how about you give me 13 Coronas right now? I told Brandon last night when we left. I called him on the phone to see what he was doing, and I was like, I'm about to drink 30 beers.
And that is the perfect number.
I do like a beer.
I actually only had 2. You know what?
He had a sour beer.
I had a
Ghost
little
Train.
sour and a little PBR, actually. I like cheap beer. You know what I'm saying? There's
I love
nothing
cheap
wrong with
beer.
cheap.
Brandon loves cheap
I like a
beer.
High Life. I like a Coors Banquet.
I like a Mickey's. I like a Steel Reserve.
There we go.
Cold 45 every once in a while. There's one called an Earthquake, I believe.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Smells like jet fuel and
Yes. We had at the last show, let's talk about it. The last show, Brandon and I roomed together, and I get there, and he's got just this enormous case of some beer that I've never heard of before.
Genesee. Yeah.
Yeah. Not Hennessy, Genesee.
Genesee.
And he was like, I was like, "What's this?" He was like, "I don't know. Someone just told me to get it."
Well, no, like I was,
No?
I went to a Piggly Wiggly,
Piggly Wiggly.
looking for a certain barbecue sauce that is exclusive to that area.
Okay.
Couldn't find it, so I was like, well, they don't have barbecue sauce, at least the one that I wanted. I'll just get beer instead, and that's how my mind works. And I take a look at their beer selection. And what do you know? It was a 30-pack of beer for $16. You can't beat that price. You lose money not drinking 30 beers for $60.
Yeah.
Or I said $16.
He brought it. He ended up bringing it. It was just too many beers.
Piggly Wiggly is where you want to go for the collards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
The collard greens.
The collards
and
if they sold poke salad, they would sell it at Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
It's that kind of place.
Yeah.
If you're listening from somewhere that does not have a Piggly Wiggly, it is your local supermarket.
I don't think I've ever set foot in a Piggly Wiggly.
It's actually a very pioneering company. Like prior to Piggly Wiggly, there were no shopping carts. They introduced the shopping cart.
Really?
Prior to Piggly Wiggly, you went to a store. There was a big counter. You handed them a list of what you wanted, and they got it for you. Piggly Wiggly was one of the first places to introduce. You shop our aisles, and you pack your own cart, and you go check out.
Humbl3 Fam, you turn into this show for the retail history that we provide every week. I was just picturing, when you said they introduced a shopping cart, I thought just before that, what they do is like, you ever go in the store and I'm just going to get 1 or 2 things, and then you like end up with an armful of stuff because you didn't grab it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, was that just the shopping experience? Like, the whole time
Absolutely.
you walk around like that?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, but it was different. It was like a full service kind of
Piggly
thing.
Wigglies usually have a killer deli counter that do a hot lunch,
Okay.
and you can always get a meatloaf or some chicken spaghetti.
I'll never turn down a plate lunch. I'll tell you that much right now.
Some
Look, man,
peas.
we are in the South after all. Well, look, what do we have on tap for today for you? I mean, I guess most everybody checked in yesterday, got their weekend passes. Or
We had about
whatever.
400 people that didn't check in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a travel snafu, not on us.
Yeah.
The airlines, not
A lot of the
everybody
airlines
over
had
the
some
best.
issues.
But it was I don't know if it was the airlines, but there was a travel issue with Najee, so he wasn't able to get here till yesterday at 4.
Now, we're talking about Najee Jeter, the voice
Yeah.
of Miles Morales in the Spider-Man.
So he's going to be here today. So several people decided they were just going to come back on Sunday and use their Saturday pass for Sunday. So we said that's fine. It's all good, baby.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Just for that reason, because
Absolutely, man.
make good on those people, make the people happy.
Look, man,
That's
if
what we do.
can,
That's our main job.
I found out that this guy wanted to try out his cosplay, and freaking security wouldn't let him in because of his, I don't know, something about his sword. And I wish they had come and got me because he wasn't able to enter the contest. So I'm real bummed out about that because he had a sweet little Assassin's Creed cosplay.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Hopefully he'll try it again next time.
That reminds me, my first Comic-Con I ever went to was a Wizard World in New Orleans, which again is not that convention anymore. And they had their official after party at this bar, so we're like, oh, we'll go check that out. And of course, like it's in New Orleans and it's a big club, and they're patting you down, all the guys down at the door. And like we're in line, and the line's held up because Captain America is in front of us, and he's got all these pockets and pouches, and I can see the bouncer just like he's like doesn't know what to do. He's like, I don't know, like he's like doing all like patting around, and he's like shrugging his shoulders after everything he does, and like patting a pouch or whatever. And then like finally a manager walks by and sees what's going on, and he like squints. And he like just waves the guy in. He's like, he's Captain America.
Doing?
Just let him in.
Yeah.
You know.
What's he gonna do?
So I mean, I feel like it was that kind of situation.
Oh, it was definitely that. Look, they are thorough, but sometimes thorough is annoying.
Yeah. We appreciate the concern, but I think a lot of it we can handle.
He had like 10 zip ties on his sword. It wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Great.
I hear that. We gotta do that. I gotta hit up the merch booth today.
Please do.
Do we have a poster of that dinosaur dragon kaiju with the wrestler?
Oh,
We absolutely
I
do.
think I want a poster version of that
You got
because
it.
the
You
shirt
got
is
it.
dope.
It's yours,
But
baby.
I kind of
Go
want to
get
put it
you
on the
one.
wall because what's funny is like I feel like we brainstormed that.
That
design.
that was Grant's brainchild.
We had what
Very
it was is we were talking about. There's a wrestling promotion in Canada, Brandon, called Kaiju Big Battle. I was telling Moonbeam about it. Have I told you about this? Or
No.
are you familiar?
No.
And it's basically like wrestlers versus like other wrestlers that are in these kaiju costumes that are just ridiculous, and they'll put like a cardboard city in the ring.
Oh my gosh.
And I was telling them, and Moonbeam was like, "Oh, I feel like we could do something with that." And she's like, throwing out an idea, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you could have like this." And I was like, "You maybe have like a luchador dropping an elbow on it."
Oh, yeah.
And then like the way you envisioned it was like perfect because I was thinking like a giant luchador, and it's like no, it's like a normal sized luchador, and he's
Right.
jumping off a building onto this giant kaiju.
Yes.
Like, look, the might of the luchador is going to take down this beast,
Yeah.
hopefully, or else all humanity is lost. So the battle of good and versus. Primal, I guess, not
Yeah.
evil. I don't want to say kaju's evil because they're just
Well,
doing what they do.
I mean, they're just born and they just grow and they just keep growing.
They can't help it.
And they, it's like, what do you want them to do?
They are who they
just
are.
stay in one spot.
Yeah. No, I'm sympathetic to the kaiju. I get
am
it,
too, man.
It just is, it is what it is. And then
They can't help it.
Moonbeam, I feel like you're going to probably have a really good day today.
I hope so, man.
And I'm going to have a good day today.
I'm gonna have a good day,
I know I'm
Brandon.
gonna have a good day.
I'm gonna have a fantastic day. I really am.
We got some other great panels I'm going to tell you all about on the next episode. So y'all make sure you hit subscribe right now if you haven't, so you can hear about our panels from Sunday because we got some X-Men panels coming up. Got a wrestling panel coming up. We got Rachel True's going to be on the stage.
She's so cool.
She's so cool.
Very
she's in
cool.
The Craft, and she was in Half Baked, and
She's so rad.
man, she's awesome. I can't wait to sit down and really close out the show with her today.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
It's
good.
going to be rad. So we'll be talking about all of that on the next episode here. We'll put a button on Alabama Comic-Con.
Let's do it.
And but we'll see y'all back here next week to do that. But until then, everybody, y'all stay humble.